I'm Annie Fleeting, broker owner at Next Home Beach Time Realty, and I'm here with Danielle Landreth.
I'm realtor and also the sales team leader for the Annie Fleeting team.
So Danielle, we're going to talk about whether or not it's a good time to sell your Florida condo. What do you think? Is it a good time to sell your Florida condo?
I do think it's a good time to sell a Florida condo. And there's several reasons. What are some of the reasons you think it's a good time to sell?
Well, one of the things is that we have 23% less listings coming to market between July of last year and July of this year. And people love new listings, don't they?
Yes, they do. Everybody wants that new, bright, shiny object. They're not paying attention to those properties that have been on the market for a few weeks, a month, or 2 months. That's old news to them.
Right. So you come to the market and you get a big fanfare. And so it's a good time to hit the market, right?
Yes.
But there's another reason. And so, we can say one is because there's less, listings coming to market. But to me, the big reason is because if you are in a building that is already 30 years old, or it's going to turn 30 years old in the next year, there's a milestone inspection that was introduced. And it's going to have to be done. And unfortunately, it is leading to significant special assessments in many instances.
Yes.
And you might want to get ahead of that if you think that that's going to be applicable to your particular property. And it's hard to know, right? It's hard to know whether or not that's going to happen. We have a cautionary tale here locally that has hit the newspapers.
Yes.
Where the average assessment was $175,000 for them, right?
Yes.
But to be fair, these are $1 million properties.
Mm-hmm.
But nonetheless, it's important to be aware that this is coming in the pipeline. And if that's something that potential impact,
right,
is overwhelming for you, or you say, okay, yeah, I don't want to take that chance, then the time to sell is now.
Yes. Before all your neighbors get on board.
Right.
And then you've got all this competition.
Well, once the milestone inspection is completed,
yeah,
there are disclosure requirements.
Mm-hmm.
So the Florida Association of Realtors contract actually has in the disclosures, has the milestone inspection been completed? Is there a structural integrity reserve study, which is another thing that's coming down the pipeline? And those have to be provided if they have been done. Right. And by the way, all of this is a good thing. We all want to live in safe buildings, right?
Yeah.
But nonetheless, what we're talking about here is whether or not it's a good time to sell. And the reality of the situation is that in many instances, it's probably never been a better time for you to sell than right now, before that milestone inspection comes out. It's kind of an interesting time in the Florida condo market.
That it is.
It's something that we needed,
mm-hmm.
Having these inspections and people being safe. We don't want a repeat of the Champlain Towers incident in June of 2021.
Terrible.
And that's why these new laws are there, because the Senate wanted to make all condominiums and cooperatives in Florida safe.
And it's a great thing. I mean, in the long run, everybody will be better and safer for it. It's just getting through this part now.
Right. It's going to be a period of adjustment. So again, just to summarize, in the event that your building is already 30 years of age, or it's going to be turning 30 years of age soon, at that point in time, a milestone inspection will be required. It doesn't matter proximity to the coast. It's just for all condominiums and cooperatives that are 3 stories or taller, right? The first group that has to be completed is December 31st, 2024.
Wow, that's soon.
Right, that's very soon. So you need to be aware, and it might be a good idea as a condo owner in one of those buildings to talk to your board of directors. And
Absolutely,
to find,
yes.
Where are you on the milestone inspection, right?
Yes.
And probably they're submitting bids right now. They're soliciting bids right now to get those in. Most of the condos that we're dealing with right now are. So do you have anything to add?
You know, I think another reason to sell a Florida condo now we still have a lot of people that are coming to Florida. They
Right.
want that beach life. You know, they want to own near the water. You know, and unfortunately, the national news paints this picture of real estate doom and gloom, and that's just not the case for us.
Heck no, it's not the case for us. We're selling condos that people are listing
Yes.
and helping other people to buy them all the time because,
Yes.
like we always say, we live in Florida and they're not making any more water. So
No,
between
no.
sunshine and coastline, yeah,
Yes.
it will sell.
Yes. We have a niche market here along the beaches. What our real estate market is doing here versus what it's doing more inland is very different.
Right.
You know, and that's where you have to talk to a local expert to make sure that you're giving the proper information and not just going on what they're saying for a state as a whole.
Right, because we are very different.
Absolutely.
We're not completely insulated, but by the same token, we are our own little microcosm of the
Yes.
Florida condominium.
Yes.
So, all right. So, is it a good time to sell?
Absolutely.
You betcha. All right. Thanks, Danielle.